Remember, the magic will only last so long. At the last stroke of midnight, the spells will be broken, and all will return to what it was before. Excuse me, why are you crying? Who are you? I'm your fairy godmother. They don't exist. Let me slip into something more comfortable. That's better. It's beautiful. Now off you go, for you shall go to the ball.
It's you, isn't it?
Where there is kindness, there is goodness. And where there is goodness, there is magic.
Now off you go, for you shall go to the ball.
I'm a great lover of fairy tales. I grew up on them, and you know, I read them constantly to my children. Even though I've got 3 boys, you know, I've still read them Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast and Snow White. I think I love fairy tales, and Cinderella in particular, because they deal with really complex issues that face children, but often in quite confronting ways. And so many stories that children get told now, I think, are always trying to avoid sadness, avoid conflict, make them feel like they're a hero that doesn't necessarily, you know, they can overcome anything and the world is a perfect place. And the great thing about, you know, those wonderful old timeless fairy tales like Cinderella is that they say that the world can be a nasty place out there, and you need a lot of courage and you need a lot of resilience, and you will fall down before you stand up. And I think they're all the things that happen to Cinderella. And there's so many, I have 3 boys, so many films out there at the moment that have male superheroes at the fore. And this is really a story where kindness is a superpower. And that's something that Ken talked about really early on, and I found that really, really exciting. And it's a female-centric story. And I was really excited to be part of the telling of that.
And it's not that he just comes in and sweeps her off her feet. It's very like an equal meeting, I think, of 2 people. So that's a bit different from the animation, I think. It's not about Cinderella just being rescued by a man. It's about, you know, that, okay, he happens to be a prince and he happens to have a castle. But they're really perfect for one another. And they hold that, they then treasure that, have courage and be kind together. And you imagine that they're going to be very, very, very happy together.
And as soon as Lily came on, she's like a breath of fresh air. She's totally unaffected. She's like a glass of water. She allows you in, but gives so much back. And there's a generosity of spirit to her as a performer, which I think is really rare, and an incredible discipline and focus and depth. But she's also such a blithe spirit. So I think she's absolutely perfect for the role. She glows.
But I think he goes through a huge change from the start, from when he meets her, and with what happens with his father during the film, and how he learns to kind of be his own man and to stand up for the things he doesn't agree with. And then you have this amazing character of Cinderella, who is faced with such huge challenges, and how she deals with them with humility and kindness, and it's something that I think's just amazing human quality. And I think you take these 2 characters and you take the best qualities that are within them, and over the course of the film you see those qualities be pushed and tested, and actually the connection they have with each other, even though they're far apart, brings those best qualities out and brings them to the points that they need to get to be together in order to have that union that gives such strength to what this love story is about, love. And it's about 2 people and about what they would do for each other and what factors change them and make them into the people that they become at the end of the film.
I think the prince learned a lot from Cinderella, in fact. And I think that it's been written really cleverly in that sense, because you see that she's challenged him, she's changed how he thinks, so much so that he is willing to sort of defy the king and defy the duke and to hold this ball to find her. I mean, it's a serious act of love and of faith in this girl he's met.
I think it's a complete experience, and I've really fully realised that when we filmed the ball sequence. You just don't see that. You don't see those grand, romantic moments where you say, yes! There was a moment with all the extras. There's a couple of beautiful, really difficult lifts that Richard and Lily did in the dance. And everyone just erupted into applause naturally when it happened, because it was so beautiful. And I think because you're really genuinely rooting for her. And you don't, a couple of the times when we were, I mean obviously we all know the story, but we all know the story of Hamlet, but we go and see Hamlet over and over again because you want to think, maybe this time he will kill Claudius, and the best possible production of Hamlet makes you think that. And there were several scenes that we shot where I thought maybe she's not going to, maybe, you know, she's not going to find the courage to bite back at this woman. And so I was really surprised by a lot of the scenes, and I think because it's so true and therefore truly funny and truly tragic, I think people are going to feel that they're being told the story for the first time.
Where there is kindness, there is goodness. And where there is goodness, there is magic.